Joining me now, we've got Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor, and very dear friend and wise man. Newt, I'm going to play you some sound from an interview somebody had with Mr. Trump last Friday. Your plan, you offer 15%, 21 to 15% business tax rate, which would be the lowest I think we've ever had in this country.
We have to guard our companies. Now they're going to have low taxes, low environmental costs, low energy, because I'm going to get the energy drill, baby drill. We're getting the energy way down. We'll have the lowest energy.
All right. So, Newt, I want to talk to you about that little riff, because 15% would be the lowest corporate tax rate in the history of the country, number one. Number two, it should stimulate domestic producers because they're the ones who would be eligible for it. And number three, all of these analysts and news reporters and blah, 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 they're all saying, gee, lower tax rates will certainly contribute to much higher budget deficits. And the trouble with Trump is he doesn't show you how to pay for his tax cuts and his budget deficits, let alone the fact that the CBO is the scorer and they are always wrong. They have been wrong since their inception, which was 50 years ago. I just want to get your take on that.
Sure. Look, I actually thought that J.D. Vance had this right in the debate. When they asked him a question, he said, look, these are all the people who've always been wrong. I mean, you and I know this. We were in the supply side fight, almost 40 years, I guess 40 years ago, when people thought we were crazy because we said Reagan's 3-year tax cuts are going to lead to a boom. If you combine tax cuts with deregulation, you get a boom. If you get a boom, you have higher income, you have more taxes being paid because more people are at work, their incomes are higher, capital gains goes up. I mean, the ironic reality is that a lower capital gains rate increases the ability of people to sell their various investments and realize a profit, and actually increases total government revenue. So we've had a clear history. I'm not an economist, I'm a historian by training. And I can tell you as a historian that if you move towards a low regulation, low taxation, encourage entrepreneurship, be positive about risk-taking, and encourage the work ethic, you're going to get a boom in this country, which is going to pull us away from the rest of the planet and make us far and away the best place to invest in, the best place to work. I mean, that's just the historic record. And all these nutty theories on the other side have one common pattern. They don't work. They're not true.
Now, hang on. Here's the best part of this is that they're not, the reporters and editorialists are not criticizing Kamala Harris, because even though she's going to spend trillions of dollars on various new and existing entitlements and Lord knows what else, price controls, okay, that's okay. And furthermore, she plans to raise taxes by some $5 trillion. And Newt, that $5 trillion tax hike, gee whiz, it won't hurt the economy at all, and it'll probably help bring the deficit down. Now, that's perverted. You should be. History is what we need here. History shows you the actual record of these developments, okay? The historical record. I mean, can you imagine the stupidity of this? Trump's tax cuts are bad, and her spending and tax hikes are terrific. What the heck kind of reporting is that?
It's not. Look, the propaganda media is a bunch of left-wing cuckoos who went to all the elite colleges, sit in a room talking to each other, and talk themselves into things that are stupid. The truth is, if you combine the amount of bureaucracy Kamala Harris wants, the amount of regulation Kamala Harris wants, the kind of tax increases Kamala Harris wants, and the kind of increased deficit spending Kamala Harris wants, she might as well run on, vote for a depression now. I mean, her policies, if they were ever to occur, and she would not get any of them through the Congress. That's the other factor. The Republicans are going to keep the House and win the Senate, and she wouldn't get any of this stuff done. That's part of what tripped her up the other night on 60 Minutes when she did probably the worst performance by a presidential candidate on a national show, at least that I've ever seen. And she couldn't explain any of this because the truth is none of it would go through the Congress.
You know, just another thought on this. The Nobel Prize for Economics is going to be given out next week. And Arthur Laffer should get the darn thing. Now, as you know, Donald Trump gave Art Laffer the Presidential Medal of Freedom, okay? We were all there for that. And it was a wonderful thing. But Arthur, whose Laffer curve has predicted all the things you just talked about, had been correct for 50 years since he put it out in the middle 70s on a napkin. You know, whether it was JFK or Ronald Reagan's tax cuts or Trump's tax cuts, it's always been correct. And that's why I'm opting that he should get the Nobel Prize.
Well, look, obviously, if it was based on merit and on historic impact, Laffer is one of the most consequential economists of the last half century. I mean, he really is in the same league as Milton Friedman in shaping what became the governing philosophy that worked. And in that sense, Art certainly deserves the Nobel Prize and will go down in history as one of the most impactful economists in the last 50 to 100 years.
Thank you. Newt Gingrich, thanks, as always, for your wisdom. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.